Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, chapter entitled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna, text number 6. Please repeat. Urukhalam Vikarshantam Dhamna Bhaddham Swamatmajam Vilokya Nandaha Prahasat Padannaha Vimumochaha Ulukalam Vikarshantam Dhamna Bhaddam Swamatmajam Vilokyananda Prahashad Vadano Vimumochaha Ulukalam Vikarshantam Dhamna Bhaddam Swamatmajam Vilokyananda Prahashad Vadano Vimumochaha. Mataji. Ulukhalam, the wooden mortar. Vikarshantam, dragging. Dhamna, by the rope. Badham, bound. Swamatmajam, his own son Krishna. Vilokya, by seeing Nanda, Maharaj Nanda, Prashat Vadanaha, whose face began to smile when he saw the wonderful child. Vivamojaha, released him from the bonds. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya, ISKCON and BPT. Translation: When Nanda Maharaj saw his own son bound with ropes to the wooden mortar and dragging it, he smiled and released Krishna from his bonds. Purport: Nanda Maharaja was surprised that Yashoda, Krishna's mother, could have bound her beloved child in such a way. Krishna was exchanging love with her. How then could she have been so cruel as to bind him to the wooden mortar? Nanda Maharaj understood this exchange of love and therefore he smiled and released Krishna. In other words, as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, binds a living entity in fruitive activities, he binds Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaja in parental affection. This is his pastime. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकचक्षुरुन्मीलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. The word guna means ropes. We have one meaning of the word guna. So we are bound by the three gunas. So it's literally also mean ropes. So if we are bound by ropes, we cannot act freely. So that is liberation means getting rid of this bondage or these ropes, these transgressing these lower modes, and then reaching the Suddha Sattva platform. So now it's interesting when you discuss this pastime because Krishna himself is bound by some ropes. And now when the Nalakuvera Manikriva asked for liberation, he himself is wondering, I myself is bound and you are asking me to liberate. So it's interesting. So heard a pastime from one devotee that once Krishna's mother was chasing Krishna, and when he was trying to escape, then he saw a potter was making pots. So he requested him to give a shelter. So the potter took a big pot and covered Krishna, hid Krishna inside the pot. So when mother came asking for Krishna, then he misdirected mother. So then ultimately he was saved. So now Krishna is asking the potter to, release him from the bondage. Then he said, I will not release you. You have to promise me something. Okay, tell what is your promise. So you have to liberate me. Give me moksha. I myself is bound inside, locked up inside. So okay, tatastu. And not only that, the potter got liberation. He said this pot also will be liberated. So the potter, when he went to Vaikunta, took the pot with him, which helped him to save himself from Yashoda's beatings. So Krishna can liberate even the Jada. So we have some hope. So we have seen this. Now Krishna who gives liberation, now he has to be liberated by his father. Looks everything confusing for karmis, but we are fortunate that we have got the shelter of great acharyas who are guiding us how to relish these pastimes. So same thing in Ram Lila you can see. When Jatayu was on the deathbed, so his Jatayu has to show or inform Ram about who has kidnapped Sita and what direction Sita has taken. Uh, so as if he didn't know. But then he showed the path of liberation to Jatayu. So it's he blessed Jatayu to get to Vaikunta. So he could show the path of Vaikunta, but he didn't know how the Sita was kidnapped. So this is his humanly pastime. So it is, as Kunti says, Vidambanam, bewildering for those who are not directed by acharyas, who are not guided by acharyas. So now for us also the only hope is that mercy of devotees and Krishna through which we can get liberation. But here Prabhupada is mentioning that how he gets bind, how the Jivatma gets bind by its fruitive activities. So the next verses are more Rasika verses. So some other devotee could explain it better. So we thought explain this purport more. So what is this shloka from Gita? Karmaneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachina ma karma phala hetur matve sangasta akarmani. Action in action, in action in action. These things are discussed in Gita. So how to act in such a way that we are not bound. So this is the art which people have to learn, that we cannot stop actions but then act in such a way that these actions don't bind us but rather liberate us. So fruitive actions, palanoku chelgal. So always the jiva is expecting some material enjoyment from all his actions. The karma kandya tendency. We may do devotion, we may do any other act. So all these actions, unless we come to pure stage, we perform only expecting some personal benefit. So it's all fruitive activities. Of course, when we perform actions for Krishna's pleasure, that is not under karma kandya, but depends on our intention also. So the more we act with the enjoying tendency, the more the bond is stronger. So now fruitive action doesn't mean that unless the jiva performs some sense gratificatory act, he is bound. He doesn't have to perform it. Even in the stage where the jiva desires to perform, that moment itself he is bound. He doesn't have to perform it. Just like that fish rod, right? They call it. They keep the food for the fish. The fishing rod is there. So he puts the fishing rod in the water body. The moment the fish desires to go and eat, already he is caught. He doesn't have to go and catch and then he gets caught. Yes, he has to do it. But the moment he desires, already he is caught. So this bondage begins the moment when we start desiring. Yes, I want to enjoy this. What is there for my pleasure? All the time we are looking what is in store for me. If there is nothing for me, then I will leave it. For Krishna, it is secondary. So, what is for me? This is the whole idea of this material world. Everything is running because of this desire, this fuel. What is in store for me? So, unless we purify this stage, it is not possible, to develop pure Krishna consciousness. Sometimes when we chant, we wonder why still I get material desires, I get bad thoughts, bad desires, even while chanting. So chanting is not just that 2 hours when we catch the japamala. Chanting, if we want to do purely, the other 22 hours is actually more important. than the 2 hours. Okay, in case if the devotee is doing 2 hours chanting, so it's still great. So, but for some people don't do that also. Uh, so the other 22 hours, ahara, nidra, bhayamaitana, eating, sleeping, sex life, defense, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So unless if these actions are not purified, it's not possible to get pure desire. The first starts from the gross level, then subtle level. Uh, so we so easily wonder why I am not getting good desires, good thoughts, or why I'm getting bad desires. Why? Because we have to see what is the other 22 hours of our actions, how we are doing. Uh, so, what are the things which we see? What are the things which we hear? What we speak? What we desire? So, all these things will influence the chanting. So, otherwise, simply sitting during chanting time and wondering why I'm not able to chant properly, why I'm not getting good desires, why I'm getting bad desires. Actually, okay, it's good to uh, aspire to have to chant purely, but then we should know the process how to do it. Hmm. Uh, so if we have all these bad desires, nowadays everybody is having. I remember during childhood time there was even now I think it's there WWF, right, World Wrestling Federation. Uh, uh, so we used to watch in TV, and mother used to scold, "Why are you seeing all these things? Uh, uh, you will also become like this. You will get this anger and all these bad qualities. You should not see. We will not be able to relate to it. Why she is, just by seeing how we'll get these things. I'm just seeing for entertainment. So we will not be able to understand. But then we can understand how all these things will influence us. And it didn't stop there. What we do, and then there were cards. We play cards, and in that there is WWF cards. All these stars, their photos will be there, and then just like we study Krishna's beautiful form, we have to study all these Venum Konantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham. What is his chest, what is his biceps, what is his weight, we have to memorize them, play cards. It was just crazy, how we get indulged in all these nonsensical activities. So this World Wrestling Federation, WWF. So we watch these things, and then mother scolded. So gradually we can understand how these things affect our consciousness. Uh, so all these cinemas today, uh, there is no more, you know, family film they call. No, some things are above 18 you have to see, but nowadays everything is like that. uh, Half naked women, and with all family they take uh, poor kids, uh, they go to all the cinemas, they see those cinema actors dancing with half naked girls, women. And then how do you expect children grow in proper consciousness? Uh, so we are so fortunate the children here are protected in such a safe atmosphere, such a spiritually empowered atmosphere. But the people outside, the parents, they cry later. Why my son has left me? Why my son ran away? Why my son is having all these bad qualities? But then they themselves took these children to the movies. 300, 400 rupees, balcony seat, VIP seat with popcorn in the hands, cakes, all these with so much expense, you know, they are making their children as demon. They get exposed to all these things, and now this internet is there. Mm. So we can see sometimes we have that mosquito net, no? So inside the net there is another net called internet. It's called World Wide Web. The spider creates this web. Any prey passes by gets caught. World Wide Web. See, they say what is this all about? It's about catching us. It's Maya's trap, Durga's fort built with this subtle uh, net. 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, uh, fifth generation. So this net So we have to be very careful. So many devotees. So we think we are secretly doing things, but we'll be exposed. They'll cover the bedsheet, inside the bedsheet, keep phone. So how long this will go on? One day it will be exposed. Uh, we cannot hide. Where is the place where Krishna is not there? How we can hide from Krishna? Uh, is there any space where Krishna is not there? Second space, third space. Those who know, they know. So many things are there. We think, we can hide from Krishna. We cannot hide anything from Krishna. There is no place, there is no space where Krishna is not there. So if you want to hide, it's like we wear pants and shirts. So passing stool and urine inside the pant. So how long you can hide? You may have very costly diapers, double, triple, good quality. But how long you can hide it? Smell will come eventually. So if we want to cheat Krishna, we'll be cheated. And this is what will happen. All these things, World Wide Web, we are falling prey to all these allurements of Maya. And then everything is customized. According to our desire, Maya is providing all the supply. Just like we're discussing, before the subtle, we have to purify the gross actions. Then the mind will be purified. So this mind is a storehouse of all unfulfilled desires, thoughts, impressions, so all those things. So based on our desires, we get another body. So otherwise you can say the present body is based on our previous desires and of course karma. It's not just desire. Everybody desires to get beautiful body, strong body, but most of us, we end up with ugly body and body full of disease. So desires may be there, but there is no karma. There is no good actions. So now you go to a shop, you want to buy a dress. So based on your desire, you buy. This color, that color, this combination. Inside there should be t-shirt, outside there is a shirt, or this fashion, that pants. So based on our desire, we buy the shirt. So similarly, based on our desires and actions, we are purchasing our next body. So we should be very careful. So when the moment comes where there is no more material desires, that means there is no need of material body, either subtle or gross body. The moment when we come to a level where there is no more material desires, then there is no need for material body. Then Atma, it's not just void, zero. Then we should develop Krishna conscious desires. Then we get Swarupena Vivastati. We get situated in Atma's eternal nature. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas, Atma's the constitutional position. So then we are manifesting our spiritual body. So what we chant, when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, it means that I am Krishna's servant and Krishna, please engage me. This is what we are chanting. But then the other 22 hours, if we think I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I'll exploit this energy of Lord, this resource of Lord, I am the master, I am the master, I am the master. And then 2 hours you sit, chant, I am servant, I am servant, I am servant. How will you be able to chant? It's contradictory. 2 hours you want to be servant and 22 hours we want to be master. So and then how we will be able to chant purely? Of course, chanting in itself has the potency that will purify us. But then we also have the 10th offense. So Ashraddhatane Vimukhe, correct? 10th offense. Yapashrinvati Yaschopadesha Shivanam Aparadaha. Even after hearing so many instructions, still if we are attached, so then it becomes an offense. Shutepi Nama Mahatmya. Yaf Priti Rahito Naraha. Aham Mamadi Paramo Nam Nishat Paradakrit. So even after hearing so many instructions in this matter, still if we chant with all material attachments, it becomes offense. So if you are chanting, thinking how to enjoy this, how to enjoy that, It's contradictory. We call each other Prabhu, right? Prabhu means master. I am servant. You call somebody, hey Prabhu, idiot Prabhu, stupid Prabhu. You put your legs, how you call, you wear your shoes, put one leg on the other leg and call, Prabhu, come here. The emotion, the expression, the position, the feelings, everything is contradictory to the word. So how you can explain this? There is no meaning of word Prabhu there. Prabhu is just some vacuum. So similarly, we are chanting Hare Krishna, I am your servant, I am your servant, I am your servant, and rest. Even while chanting, we are desiring how to enjoy this object, that desire, this fulfill, how to fulfill this. So 22 hours or even 24 hours, all the time we are thinking how to exploit, how to enjoy, how to enjoy. So where is a possibility that we'll be able to chant purely? That's not possible. So therefore one should have this knowledge, one should read Srimad Bhagavatam, hear Srila Prabhupada's lecture regularly. So then we understand how to chant purely. So we have to develop this iron dome, now this Israel Iran war is going on. There is something called Iron Dome. So develop technology where they can obstruct all the attacks. So similarly, we should have this Iron Dome by following the regulative principles, strictly adhering to the 10 offenses, chanting 16 rounds attentively, and taking our service responsibly. So if we do all the instructions given by our acharyas seriously, so then we can develop this, this iron dome. So yes, we can use the resources, but only for Krishna's service. There is use, overuse, underuse, abuse. So we have rights to use things, but to the extent we are allotted, that much we can use. Whatever is allotted. And for us, yes, to the extent it is allowed. And for Krishna, everything is allowed. Then we have to see, are we attached, are we detached, is it for Krishna's pleasure? Anashaktasya Vishayan, without attachment. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchate. So Yukta Vairagya, yes, we are allowed to use, but then we have to see, are we attached? Is it only for Krishna's pleasure? It is for my pleasure. So many times all these IT companies or different companies, they provide so many facilities to their employees. So they provide car, they provide driver. When they travel, they give them accommodation, travel expenses. So most of the time it is misused, right? They go and lavishly stay in costly hotels, AC trains. They use the car and they go eat kulfi in the kulfi shop. So all these personal desires, they'll be fulfilling. So if we act like this, now we are representing Prabhupada. Everything is his money, is Krishna's energy. Even a fart thing is misused. We are greatly liable. In Tamil, there is a saying, Koil Sottu Kulanasanam. They say temple property means if you misuse, it's like all your generation will be destroyed. So we have to be careful. Not just money, is resources, everything. Not take it for granted. I can just exploit things, use things for my enjoyment. I'm serving so many years, I gave so much donation. So what is there for me? What is there for me? So this desire is what binds us. Instead of our service liberating us, so these bad desires is binding us. So that's what the purport says, how these fruitive actions are binding us. So Prabhupada gave the example how the soldier, karma, vikarma, karma. So and we have got the purified karma. The soldier in the China-Pakistan or China-India border, is fighting, and then he kills 100 uh, soldiers, not his own team, opposite team. So government gives him, what is it, Bharat Ratna? No, 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 no. This is what soldiers get award. Chakra, right? Veer Chakra, Paramveer Chakra award. So the government gives them Paramveer Chakra award, and he brings the award to the home. A neighbor becomes envy, and some quarrel happens, and he kills a neighbor. So now he goes to jail. If you kill 100 people, you get an award. You kill one person, you go to jail. So it's very simple. Are you acting as a representative of government, or you are independently acting? So similarly, all our actions, if we do uh, uh, as a representative of Krishna, Prabhupada, then we are not bound. So that means we should be very clear about his teachings. What are the what is dharma, what is adharma? So very clear. If we act independently, then there is no use. So all the teachings has to be taken seriously. So, so we don't know how this Maya's net, Maya's web will catch us. In what form? So for Jada Bharat, it came in the form of deer. So you'll not find any Vedic instruction. Be careful when you see deer. There is no explicit instruction. Maya will come in any form. For Jada Bharat, it was in the form of deer. Guru Maharaj said, then if somebody says, my dear, be careful. So in what form? Everything is customized. Now all this artificial intelligence, we can see how everything can be so powerful. So this is just one form of Maya. Maya has unlimited forms. Durga, right? And not only having unlimited forms, she has beautiful forms. Shankaracharya has written this Saundarya Lahari. Saundarya means beautiful. Lahari means waves, the waves of beauty. So Maya is everywhere. How she is everywhere? Krishna is everywhere, right? But she is shadow of Krishna, so she is also everywhere. So it depends whom we call. We take Yoga Maya, Mahamaya. So both are there everywhere. Prabhupada said when Ajamila, so call Narayan. So it's just like Prabhupada said, civil police and criminal police. So both are there everywhere. Just whose shelter you take, they come and rescue you. So both came, Yamadutas, Vishnudutas. But Yamadutas came first. Of course, police, later he called Narayan. So both energies are there, but it's up to us. It is same energy again, but it's up to us. If we use it for Krishna, then it is Yogamaya. If the desire is for selfish cause, then it is Mahamaya. The same energy, Prabhupada said, electricity can be used as hot or cold. Yogamaya, Mahamaya, depends how we use. So if we have that desire to enjoy, then it is Mahamaya. So this Maya, Durga, she is the Home Affairs Ministry. So we have External Affairs, Durga's husband, Jai Shankar. So the Maya is there, Home Affairs Ministry, managing all of us. She rides in the lion, representing passion and ignorance. She wears in different forms, different garlands. There is this Mundamala, Chandi. She has so many Ghora Rupas. And she has 10 hands, in 10 directions. She is having all control. She has trident, which is 3 kleshas. So Maya is all attractive. Krishna is even more attractive. everything is, we know everything is working under Krishna's, everything is dancing. So we will see in next verses how the devotees of Krishna, the Rasika devotees. So such a nectar we have, but we are just missing all these things and getting enamored by Maya's influence and dancing based on all her desires. Yes, our desire, but since we are so fallen, almost we have no independence. Just dancing based on the gunas movement. uh, so based on the mind's dictations. So rather, if we regularly hear all these subject matters, then we understand how we can control the mind, how to conquer the lower nature. Devi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratya mameva yi prapadyante maya metam tarandite. It's easy to conquer, it's difficult to conquer, both. Hmm. For those who are surrendered, taken shelter, hmm, so Maya is easy. But those who have not surrendered, so then for them it is becomes very very difficult. Uh, so so we have to chant whether we have desire or not. But then we have to understand we may have bad desires, but we should not cultivate them. We should not nourish them. The moment we get the desire, we should stop immediately. Uh, if you act, respond to that desire, then the thought, even the thought itself, is the beginning of the bondage. So we should know how Maya is acting and how Maya is so powerful. uh, and so then we'll be uh, able to chant purely, serve purely, and purify our existence, and ultimately attain Krishna's lotus feet with the blessings of Guru and Krishna, uh, and then blissfully serve Him eternally. So, thank you very much. Any questions, comments, mistakes? And Samandha Gyan, hearing is very important. Understanding our position, understanding Lord's position, what is our relationship. So, taking the authorized Guru shelter, hearing. Otherwise, the so called chanting, worship, what happens will not yield the proper result. I was in a home of one of the donor, so it's Pushti Margi devotees having Laddu Gopal, very heavy standard worship. They have priest and elaborate offerings, elaborate dress arrangements, Abhishek every day, and all these things. And then they started explaining about different timings of Lord based on different seasons. I was thinking, my God, such a elaborate worship is going almost like temple standard. They're doing in a house only, not a temple, private temple or something. I was thinking, so then gradually they said we will give rest sometimes 1 o'clock itself. Then next day morning only we wake up. So I was wondering why. They said different seasons, different timings of rest. So from heavy standard. So I was a little curious to know what is this, because we don't see 1 o'clock he sleeps and next day morning he wakes up. So he said my mother-in-law told the lady who's worshipping, her mother-in-law told him that when Lord is awake in the puja room, there should no TV in the house playing. Uh, so then she said, "What is the season you are telling?" She said, "IPL season. Whether it is day and night match or morning match, red ball, pink ball, I don't know, something they call it. So based on match timings, the sleep changes. Uh, and her sister is there who is planning to build a separate temple. Uh, so she said, my son watches football, what to do? Mostly he sleeps. So we want to build a separate temple in our house. It's difficult to manage this. Uh, so this is what will happen if we don't hear, if we don't. So this will be the same case with us in our life also. If we don't, we may be chanting, wearing saffron, wearing tilak, kantimala initiated many years, but if we don't take it seriously, all these things, one day everything will be exposed. It will be visible that are we sincere or not. Otherwise, even we may have desires, but if we surrender, we have so many examples. Jagai Madai, Guru Maharaj gave lecture on Vibhishan, and then he explained. This also is a hope for us. He's from demoniac background. He's great devotee, no doubt. But for us, no matter whatever is the background, uh, so the great devotees, nobody wanted to accept. So if Vibhishan was not accepted, what is our position? Then Ram assures, Sakruteva prapannaya tavasmiti chayachate abhayam sarvabhutevyo dadami etat vartam mama. He takes vow that anybody who takes shelter of me once, I'll give them all shelter. Even Ravana comes, I will give him shelter. What to speak of Vibhishan? So this is such an amazing process Srila Prabhupada has given us, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. No matter whatever is our background, if we can mold our foreground, mold our actions, so all those bad things can be deleted and we can perform devotional service in a very blissful way, like so many other devotees we have here. Uh, so, so we have to take advantage of what Srila Prabhupada has given. Such a great fortune we have here in middle of Kali Yuga. So many problems are going on around. So we've got the shelter, blissful life, happy life. So it's good. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.